All right, so like I said in my previous video, one of the things I would like to do in regards to the Apollo Phantom V3 is kind of go through little segments just to hopefully help, not going to say educate you guys, but to kind of give you tips and hints and how-tos for those who are having a little bit of snags when it comes to the Apollo Phantom scooter series. Now, this is kind of geared towards the V3 model, so I can't tell you if this also works for the V2 and the V4. I would think the V4 would be practically the same, but this is for the V3, and we're going to talk about the calibration of the motors to pick up your speed. So let's get to it. So once I received this scooter, which I just picked it up a couple of days ago, the first thing was I jumped on it and all right, let's check out how fast we can go. So the first thing you really have to do anyways is actually connect your scooter to the mobile app. So you can download the mobile app going to the Apollo website. You can do it both on iOS and on Android. So I'm running it on the Android device. So when you do that, you go through the initial connection and the pairing and all that. I mean, it's definitely a must because otherwise you are definitely limited to the preset speeds that are on the, I would call it like the ECU for a motorcycle. I guess on the scooter world, it would be in the speed controller, right? The ESC, I guess it is what the speed controllers are. Whether you're doing hobbies or scooters, it's all the same principle behind it. So yeah, factory defaults already have their specific speeds, and from there, once you do download the app, then you can kind of tailor those speeds into the 3 different modes, right? So on the Apollo Phantom series, technically you got 4 modes, right? They call it Gear 1, Gear 2, Gear 3, and then Ludo mode, which is for ludicrous, right? For those who don't know what ludicrous is, go away. No, it's from the Spaceballs. You can Google that anyways at your own personal time, but yeah, so in regards to setting the speeds, so in each gear mode, once you have the downloaded app, you can physically go into the actual speed setting for the speed, right? So that is kind of fairly easily. So I'm just going to kind of show you here, and then at the same time, I'm going to do kind of like a pop-up screen so you can kind of see it on the side here. So yeah, so you definitely have, right, what we call the eco mode, the comfort mode, the sport mode, and the Ludo mode, right? So once you've set each one, right? So let's kind of say we're going to go into the eco mode first. So once you click onto eco mode, you can see that it's confirmed by the little check mark. At the same time, then you can also read it on here, which is also referred to as gear 1, right? Once you go into eco mode, it's going to set you here already a preset parameter of 15 kilometers an hour. Again, I'm in Canada, so we use kilometers. You can do the States and use miles per hour. In regards to that, you can actually go into it and then you can tailor how fast you want the eco mode to be. So you can make it slower, you can make it faster. So again, if you're going to allow some certain users that are not very familiar or comfortable at higher speeds, then you know what, I would kind of tailor it to them. So kind of technically speaking, you can treat it as a speed limiter, right? So that's the number one set. So once you've set your speeds to each of the mode that you are comfortable with, then you get on the scooter and you're like, okay, I've set my speed to 80 kilometers an hour and I think I'm going to hit 80 kilometers an hour, and you get on the scooter and it maxes out at 50. So you're like, what the hell? Like I've only been fed all lies about this thing. You know, even in the forums and all the information everywhere, it's telling me it should be doing at least 60 kilometers and up, like max speed of 66 to 70 kilometers, right? But it's only maxing out on 50, even if I'm on the ludicrous mode. And I've set my speed to 80 because in the app, it says maximum speed allowed is 80 kilometers an hour. So I don't know why, because it would never obtain that unless you're going down a 15-degree hill with the wind behind your back or whatever like that. So what you need to do, and this is what happened to me, and I was kind of like bummed out, is you actually have to calibrate the 2 motors to the speed control so that they're perfectly in sync, and then you'll get your speed. So this video, I'm going to kind of show you how to do it. It's simple, but it's complicated. So In order to do that, it has nothing to do with the app. It is all about the device itself. So same thing when you want to change your different modes, right? The gears, the speeds, it's all done through the power button, right? So it's done by, by single clicks, right? It would change your gear from 1 to 2 to 3, right? So Eco, Comfort, Sport. And then you would have to triple tap your power mode to get into the ludicrous speed, right? A double tap is turning on your light and turning off your light. A long press is powering it on and off. A 4 press presses the cruise control mode, and then 5 continuous presses quickly, again, then that puts yourself into a parking mode. So what you need to do in order to access the calibration of the 2 motors, right? Because each wheel is driven by its own motor. To access the calibration into the control unit is 10 presses. However, you can't just have it on sitting in idle and then hit 10 times quickly, repeatedly, for you to get into calibration mode. You actually have to do that as soon as you turn it on. And there will be times that you're going to try and do it and you're like, damn, it's not working, but it will. You just got to be patient and you got to have that perfect timing. The second you power it on, you then have to press your power button 10 times. You got to calculate, you got to count it 10 times, and you got to be exact, because at the same time as you're doing that, your light going to be turning on and off, and there's going to be some other things that are going on because it's used to you doing double clicks, triple clicks, and 5 clicks to get into different modes. But you got to keep going until you count to 10. So you got to pay attention because there are noises that are happening. And the second you hit 10, you stop, and you will hear some pretty odd sound at the first, and you're like, ooh, that doesn't sound normal. It is perfectly normal. Don't you worry about that. And then you're going to see the front wheel spin, and you're going to have a code here, which is, I think if I recall properly, says E3 or P3, right? And then once the front wheel starts spinning, it's going to spin up a little faster. So please make sure that your scooter is off the ground. So you're on a stand, that the tires and the wheels are not touching the ground, because you're going to be in a whole lot of trouble doing that, right? Once you get the front one going, then it's going to stop. And then the back one is going to start doing the same thing. And you're going to get that sound again, that weird, awful, awkward noise. Then it's going to start into the calibration. And once that stops, then the system will power itself down. And then from there, as long as you got a decent power in the battery, you're going to take it out onto the road or take it out into your surface, wherever you're going to play. And then you're going to see a whole lot more different characteristics of the scooter. You're going to see the power, you're going to see the speed. It's going to go past the 50 regardless. It's super fun. So let's get to that, and I can show you, and you'll listen and see what it sounds like. All right, so here we go. This is going to be test number 1, try number 1. I've turned off the scooter. I'm going to turn it on, and then I'm going to rapidly toggle the on off button 10 times real quick. So let's give it a go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go, right? So let me take this. You heard that noise. It was weird. It was really weird. And now you can see the front wheel is spinning. And the code is E3, right? So E3, front wheel spinning, not the rear. So it's calibrating the front, right? It's calculating, it's getting all its measurements. Remember, as soon as you turn it on, click that button 10 times. Listen. You heard that. That's kind of a weird sound, but it's completely normal. And now, see, now we're going to go to the back one. There you go. It's going into its calibration. Still, everything is normal, right? It's doing the code, and once that is done, once that's complete, it will shut itself off, and then you'll be completely, fully calibrated, and then you can take it out and give it a go. Again, very important. Get yourself a little stand, right? Perfect little stand. Put it on, and there you go. It shut itself off. it is now ready to go. So there you have it. So we've done the calibration. You've set the speeds that you wanted to the gears or to the ride modes in your desired mobile device for your liking. And then from there, all you got to do is just get out and ride. So hopefully this little tutorial has helped some of you out there. As long as it helps one of you, that's all that matters to me. It has helped me because, like I said, it made a world of a difference on the scooter and how it performed after I did that calibration. So hopefully I got a couple of more things to come very soon. If you have any questions, any suggestions, please knock it down below. And before I sign off, please subscribe and hit the notification. This way you'll always be up to date on everything that we do. So Rob here, again, be safe, have fun, take care, and don't forget, keep it covered. Aye.